You know what I love?
Hey, let me get this clear in the mic, Dallas. You're a dick. I mean, have you ever seen any of the Iron Man movies where she kisses Iron Man? Her head's huge.
Wait, what? Who kisses
What are you talking about?
Yeah, wait, what?
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah?
Oh, her head is hella huge, dude. You ever hear of Goop?
She
Her
crazy.
company?
Yeah.
Dude, she on
She's a
something.
fucking
I don't know
nutcase,
what
dude.
her
She's
problem
one of those
is. Or I do
actual-
know her problem
she's one of those,
is,
like-
but I just don't like it.
What, yeah, her?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's one of those
Doesn't she-
like actual representations of those people who got so rich and famous that they have no they're not in touch with reality at all anymore.
Doesn't
Well, if
she
you're
have
told
a-
you're important for so long in your life, then all of a sudden you're like, anything I say is important.
Look, I'll give her a little bit of credit, right? Because, like, sure, you get fed enough, negative things for enough time. That's definitely going to affect you, and I get it. But with her new company, Goop,
Correct.
Doesn't
she's
she have a
legitimately
candle or
harming
something
people.
that...
No, it's not candles, bro.
Oh,
it's
there
like
is a
everything.
candle.
Smells like her
A very
vagine.
specific
No.
one.
A very
She's got a
specific
candle that
candle.
smells like her vagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
No, like that's how
we're talking
crazy.
about-
It's like crazy new world
We're
health
talking about way
shit.
past that because that happened and that was a big thing. And people
That
were
was
like, what
then.
the heck? And then they bought it as a joke or whatever.
My well, she still did it.
Same thing I did as a joke when I bought Belle Delphine's bathwater. It was a joke, guys.
A young
Ironic.
Russ
It
though.
was a joke.
No. But what Dallas is talking about is she legitimately just sold products that were supposed to help you, specifically women's health things, that were not FDA approved and that were not approved by anybody, and that were legitimately harming people.
Yeah, and anyone who watches, anyone who's like an old fan of like JonTron, huge YouTuber, he did 2 separate videos on her because she also did a series on Netflix just about her company and them doing literally crazy things, and she's nuts. Like she's not in touch with reality like at all.
No,
like,
she's delusional.
She's
She's
just
actively delusional.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a young Russ was really into Gwyneth Paltrow from Great
not-
from
look,
Great
was into a
Expectations.
lot.
Look, I'm not. I was gonna say
Great.
that is true, and also I'm not gonna deny
is a
like
great book.
she's a decent looking lady,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying like I think that's part of her delusion is because she is attractive and was decent at acting. I've never seen her do anything super impressive. In fact, the best movie I think I've ever seen her in was Shallow Hal, and most of that was makeup.
That movie sucked.
That movie was great.
No, I'm with Russ. That was garbage.
That movie was
Wow,
garbage.
you guys are haters, dude.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
It is one of my least favorite Jack Black vehicles.
Really?
Yes.
Dude, that was one of my
I
favorites.
put it on the same shelf I put White Chicks on.
Okay.
Not
okay,
even
wait
close.
a second here.
No.
Wait a second.
Dude.
This feels a little
No.
racist to me.
I
Wow,
You
really?
don't like white people?
Yeah.
chicks
Tim's been
specifically.
trying to do Halloween
Yeah.
costumes and blackface since.
Yeah, this is true, and this is 100% true. We've talked about this before, so it is on record. So it's good to know.
It's a false
but
record.
basically, this
But
is
it's
true.
ours.
It's a false record.
it's a
Doesn't
true
matter.
record. So
False.
No.
every time that we've in the last couple years, so at least the last 2, possibly 3. Our group here, we try to go. We're like, we always think of like for Halloween, what would be cool to do as like a group, dress up, as a theme or something like that. And so
He's talking about for Halloween.
for the last at least 2 years
Halloween.
since The Boys came out on Prime
Never
Video,
gonna happen.
Okay.
he was like, dude, it'd be great to be The Boys. And I was like, that's a great idea. I go, Zach actually looks a lot like the guy who plays, why do I always forget his name?
Always forget Huey.
I almost said Stewie. See Huey, Huey's basically the main character though. So he looks a lot like the actor, even though he might not like the way the guy plays him, but he looks a lot like him. So it would make sense. I, with mostly my personality and ability to grow a decent beard, I would be Butcher. Right?
Though he looks nothing like him.
I look a lot like the actor who plays
No,
him.
you
Just
don't.
saying.
Again, I will
I'm
say
the
again,
fast-
you
A
just
lot.
wish you were Carl Urban.
That's
Carl
just all I will
Urban
say.
has called me and said he wishes he was me before. So I just want you guys. That's
wish
also on
bag.
I think
record now
that's Keith
too.
Urban, actually. Go ahead.
Actually, dude, Keith Urban does wish he was me. He
Keith
wish
Urban
he
does wish he was Carl Urban.
that 100%.
Nice.
Confirmed, yes. So I was like, I'd be that. He'd be that. And then in the boys, they do have a girl in there.
There are two.
There's a handful.
Just in the squad, though?
In the actual squad.
Okay, good, because last time you were like, you need Starlight. I'm like, no.
Well, she's not technically.
She's an insider for the.
So I was saying, see, Gabby could either be she could be Kimiko, and Kimiko is great, and it applies to her as well because.
So why is that worse than me being Mother's Milk?
Kimiko.
We're not there yet, Tim. Wait your turn.
Yeah. Hey. Kimiko.
Why are you being in an Asian face worse than me being in?
Hey,
that is not what I said.
Calm down. So Kimiko can't talk, right? So it would really apply with Gabby, right? With the hearing loss and the sign language. It's really cool, and the way her personality is, it's like Gabby really vibes with that.
Well, what about the one?
Psychotic.
What about the one who comes in later? The season
prone
2.
to violence.
Hang on, you're getting ahead of the game. Okay. So then we all have characters we get with, and then Tim's like, "I'll be Mother's Milk."
No,
and we're like, "Dude,
no, Tim was not like that."
MM's a black guy, and we're like, "Dude, why do you want to be the only black guy? Like, what? You're a white guy. Like, why?" And he always insists. He's like, "I'm a lot like him."
Literally, he has to be Frenchy, obviously.
And then we're like, "You could be Frenchy," and then he's like, "No, I don't want."
Oh well, hopefully all of that was corrupted.
I think the only thing that's been corrupted is
Tim.
you, by the liberal academic establishment.
Tim,
that you
don't
hate yourself.
let the liberal media tell you how to think.
Yeah.
If you got hate in your heart, let it out.
Let it out.
Hate in your heart.
And I'm not going to finish the rest of that.
Yeah.
I know what that is.
Yeah.
It's a great skit from Dave Chappelle. Probably the greatest skit he's ever done.
Oh, yeah.
And he did it in the first episode of his
show.
Eponymous show? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Those are I got some $2 words.
All right, just to put it right. I have nothing I have nothing in common with Mother's Milk, and I never wanted to be Mother's Milk.
You got some things in common.
What do I have in common with him? Qualities?
You have some qualities that are similar to Mother's Milk.
I don't have children or a wife.
But he believes in children and family.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to get back to any...
He cares about people.
Yeah,
he cares about
people.
kids, and he's trying to get them to be better. And
Mother's Milk usually has some wise words and actually calms other people down.
And actually gives a shit about everybody.
True. So there are other qualities that I think would make you a great Mother's Milk.
That's
had
all
he
very
been
flattering.
Not a black guy.
I'm not ever requesting to dress
Tim,
in
your
blackface.
job is to teach young people.
True.
Not to dress in blackface. You're correct. That is
because that's reserved solely for him. He goes, "Don't harp in on what I'm doing, you copycats." Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, that's that, and that is the saga of Tim trying to be in blackface, and he's pestered us for that the last few Halloweens, and we've denied him every time. But it's getting harder. This coming season,
might have to let him.
We might have to let him because we might have to go be the boys. Because I think I'd make a good butcher. I think I would.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm really hoping in the next season of The Boys, Mother's Milk gets killed.
That ruins the show.
Well, that also doesn't mean that you don't have to be him, Tim. Just
Why
does that means I'm off the hook?
Why does a character have to die for you not to be in blackface?
I'm still waiting.
Answer that question.
I'm still waiting for them to talk about the origin of his name.
That's true.
We all know which one I would be.
You keep doing this thing where you're like, I read the comics and I know where his name comes from, and I'm like, cool.
For some of you who haven't,
that cool doesn't mean cool.
No spoilers.
I'm just saying, it's an
spoilers.
interesting story.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Mother's Milk's name, where he got the name MM.
He keeps pulling this out like some trap card of like.
Does it have
trap?
Does it have any connection to the pseudo Superman?
I really feel like Dallas is more of a Homelander.
Pseudo Superman.
Wow.
Homelander is a pseudo Superman.
No.
Thanks. Why?
He's more of a Homelander.
You gotta explain
blonde,
this.
Blue eyes, tall white guy.
I was saying, yeah. If you're just talking aesthetics,
personality wise.
Wow.
Ew.
Sorry.
I was gonna say, man. His whole milk. Speaking of Mother's Milk,
that's what I was saying. Yeah. Is there a correlation there?
No, that's what's making me think. I'm like, why does Russ think that?
He suckles from the teat.
No.
Wow. Wow.
Gabby's reaction is just no.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, not since about 9 months old, probably.
You say 9 months ago?
9 months old.
Yeah.
He's
suckling from the
not since 9 months ago.
He's suckling from the teat
Yeah.
right now.
I was
What is
suckling
that?
from mother's milk.
What are you
yeah.
having there? What is that?
You know,
On the
taking-
plus side, you killed Samuel L. Jackson, so
Why is that a plus?
You know, you go from blackface to wanting to kill black people.
To-
What
yeah,
is
to-
your
whoa,
deal?
whoa.
Not only that, to
What
one,
is
like,
your deal,
one of the
dude?
most beloved of
Yeah.
all.
Seriously.
what?
You know that guy? He's like 72 years old now.
I know.
Hardly looks
Who?
Samuel L. Jackson. Do you know that?
I don't know. It's,
I
I
mean,
mean, I know
He doesn't have any hair to go.
It's not
gray
really a
on.
joke.
There's
I mean,
that
it's true.
too. And he really
old.
doesn't look old at all. Like
No, it's true.
he doesn't look a day over.
And he's
I'd say
somehow getting
71
to,
and a half.
he's somehow getting to do a sequel to a movie I still don't understand how it got made with Ryan Reynolds. The Hitman's Bodyguard.
Okay.
Hitman's Bodyguard 2 is going to happen.
Now wait
Yeah,
a
but
second.
do you
Wait
know
a
what
second.
it's called?
Hitman's Bodyguard. I couldn't believe that I left or that I finished thinking that was a freaking pretty good movie.
I personally
it's a
enjoyed
good
the
movie.
I'm
a
not
lot.
saying it wasn't. I'm just saying
I was
I
surprised.
I
Zach
enjoyed
liked
it.
it.
I don't
I've
get
never
how
seen
it
it.
I don't get how it was underground is what I don't get.
I've actually never even
Oh.
heard of this movie until right
it's
now.
a
Good,
pretty
nothing like-
freaking good movie.
All right.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
just Ryan
Surprised.
Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson cussing each other.
Yeah,
out.
it's
Yeah.
just them playing themselves essentially.
Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
playing each other. They're just playing themselves.
which they're both kind of delightful to watch on screen.
Well, I thought that's what they were doing in R.I.P.D. You know, him and what's his face?
Jeff
They,
Bridges.
yeah, they were basically being themselves in
Pretty
that movie.
No.
Yeah.
I feel like Jeff Bridges is being himself as the dude.
No.
He is the dude.
I mean, he is, but like did you ever see R.I.P.D.?
You know, I haven't.
It's not.
Is that Josh
not
Hartnett?
great.
too?
But it got no. It's Ryan Reynolds and
okay.
Jeff Bridges, but it's based off
great.
of a comic book, I think. But it's not. It wasn't great, but it wasn't as terrible as I feel like everyone else made it out to be. Like
It wasn't as bad as Men in Black 3. True.
yeah, and it had no like nostalgia
really bad.
legs.
It was really bad.
Well, that was pure nostalgia legs. But you know who else was also in that? Josh. What is
Josh.
Josh. Yeah, we all know
No.
I
Josh.
love Josh.
Oh my gosh! Why am I
Josh.
forgetting his freaking name?
Yeah.
This is annoying. Fuck.
Josh who has no surname.
Oh
The
my gosh,
one.
this is killing me.
The
He-
one Josh.
He is the
Fuck
one
his
Josh.
name? Oh my gosh.
Josh?
This is blowing my
One
mind.
Josh to rule them all.
I mean, he is the one with Josh because he's the one who also played Thanos.
Oh, Josh Brolin.
James Brolin? Josh Brolin?
Josh Brolin. Yes. Thank you. He was the younger version of Kay
Mhm.
in that movie.
Whoa. What?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Men in Black 3.
Russ
Oh,
just
you
woke
said
up.
K, and my mind went to Excalibur. I'm like, wait, what are we talking about?
Why did
How did
Kay
you
take you to
how did
Excalibur?
you-
Because it's a
were
character
talking-
in like Lamort D'Arthur. It's just it's
I
a,
think that's
Sir
just like-
K? Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
got
think that's
you.
just the
Russ,
way
your
your
brain
mind,
is
like you. I think
fascinating.
it's just the first
Well,
movie
he
you
followed.
ever.
Tim followed me.
Tim
somewhat.
doesn't count. Everything he thinks of is British and weird. Like you guys are just two English majors who think alike because you're like we've studied a lot of British literature.
It's an English
That's what it
degree.
is.
It's an English degree. It
Wired my
requires no
brain in
study.
a
Yeah, you have to have Brit Survey 1
Exactly.
and 2. I don't know what to tell you.
And this is coming from a business major, and I guarantee you, I don't even know how to study. I've never learned how to do that.
I know.
Wow.
Says the psychologist.
Right.
I believe pretty much, which is unfortunate because all
It
of
is
us.
unfortunate
No,
that
I'm
the
saying this is. I'm gonna say no.
psychologist-
Really, why it's unfortunate because all of us are so dumb that her
Speak for yourself.
having the level of intelligence that she does, which I'm not cutting it away from her, but Gabby could just make up shit and we'd be like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
See,
yeah.
and
we'd just be like, oh yeah,
See,
I
the difference
trust, I trust you, Gabby.
The
Yeah.
difference with that is I can make up shit and you won't believe me.
Yeah, because
I don't
you're
believe
not
you.
believable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You also want to do blackface and kill
I-
black
yeah,
people.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I
you
mean,
think Sam Jackson.
yeah. I mean,
He's
you
a
don't have a
national
great.
treasure.
You don't
We're
have a
gonna
great
need a
track record.
disclaimer. Just so I don't
worry.
lose
At
my
The
job.
end of this will be the disc. We'll have a disclaimer.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll include a disclaimer.
The end of your life will be the disclaimer.
Yeah. Everything said in this interview cannot be.
I don't want a disclaimer
against
when
The
I
disclaimer
die.
is
Anyone-
that don't worry.
It's kind of
If
funny,
anything,
though.
I want to offend as many people as I can when I die.
Don't worry, everything said about Tim is 100% true.
100%.
Everyone else, it's negligible.
Yeah.
Alleged.
I mean, I'm the smart one.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
I think Dallas just made you the smart
That's
one.
crazy. I've never.
Tim?
Yeah, but you've always been the
This is
smart
great.
one. Have you not noticed this? No, see again. It's
I don't know if
false
that's
humble.
true. Now,
No,
wait
it's
a
false humbleness right there. Because see, then we're gonna be like, yes, no, you. And she'd be like, I knew.
I actually think maybe she's the
I'd be
least smart
bent
among
on
us
you.
because
Wait, what?
she's hanging with us. Y'all particularly.
No, that's
this,
just
no. I know what
that's
this is.
judgment. That's not intelligence.
Yeah, see, no,
That's
this
fair. That's
this
fair.
is. Yeah, I was gonna say, would you say Jane Goodall was dumb for hanging with the apes?
Yeah, you said it. Okay, your mouth to God's ears. Your mouth to
Ugly
God's
gorilla,
ears.
ugly, go away. Yeah, I'm just saying it could be similar to that, or I felt like you were gonna go the other direction with your joke, your classic of why you don't trust your wife.
Yeah, it's low hanging. Look,
It's low-hanging fruit.
Let's be honest. I am the king of low hanging fruit jokes.
That's true because
Yeah.
you can't reach
'Cause you can't jump.
because
I
you got
can't.
no hops.
Although I can be believable, whereas Tim,
Yeah, okay.
you have a hard time being believable when you're trying to make up a story, like a Wendy, like when you're trying to funny lie. It doesn't work.
Oh,
You don't
Like a
deliver.
Wendy.
yeah. What's a
I'm
Wendy?
convincing.
Wendy is
Yes.
Wendy
Yeah.
is a story, as a lie.
Is that like an English term? Because I've
No,
literally
not
I've
one
never
I've
No,
heard.
it's just old school.
Oh, I was gonna say I've
It's
never heard. Is that a
Texan what it
Texas
is.
thing?
Yeah.
It's probably Southern.
Oh, okay. I know, but I
Yeah.
mean that's interesting. I've never heard of that because my buddy Courtney, he'll always tell me some Texasisms.
Yeah,
You know?
it's funny because you'll sit there and tell me that stuff, something I say is not real. I'm like, dude, it's absolutely real.
It's just real in a
but,
particular
Russ,
location.
It's also fun to make fun of my grandpa. You know what I mean? Like, so you're just
Wait, what's happening here? Wait a second.
The truth.
Wow.
people from another
Wow,
time.
that,
you know,
was,
it's
that,
funny.
was, that was well done.
Yeah, look, we've unfortunately had to deal with kids, in past jobs and things like that.
Unfortunately,
I mean, fortunately or
Funny.
unfortunate, but I'm saying,
He's falling heavily on the side of unfortunate.
You get called a lot of names, even though you're not much older than the kids, and so that's just life. I've just learned that, so I'm like, I'm okay with being called old when it's my time to be called old, which apparently it already has been. So other people need to be able to take it as well.
Wait.
One of my grandpas always used to say,
No, just because you can accept something doesn't mean other people have to.
they don't have to, but their life's going to be a lot harder. My grandpa always said,
Wow. Dallas threatening everyone who doesn't think like him.
I mean, it's worked for most people. Well, yeah, my grandpa always used to say, "Getting old ain't for the week."
Yeah.
I was
getting
like-
old
I was
ain't
like-
for the young.
I was like, all right, that's just true. Like, that's not even.
It's on the nose.
That's like, I'm trying to think. There's like a Jerry Seinfeld joke about a lot of things that are. Oh, okay, here it is. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if this is Jerry Seinfeld, but there's this common phrase, and they'll use it a lot in like commencement speeches and graduation and all that kind of stuff. And they'll say, "This is the first day of the rest of your life," and you're like, "That's not profound. That's just true." Like what am I supposed to be like? Oh wow! Like,
Well, I mean, if you want
It sounds profound.
no,
That's the whole point.
what I'd care to hear is this is the last day of the rest of your life. Like, you know what I mean?
Wow, well, that's not a
That
graduation.
would be profound.
That's not a
Stop,
graduation.
give it
That's a
to me
camp.
straight.
yeah, like just tell me this is the last day. Okay, that would change your life.
Dallas,
you know,
Dallas. That's not a graduation. That's a camp.
that's a camp.
camp.
Tim.
I'm not following you.
Does this camp?
Of the concentrating kind.
I was gonna say, does this camp require
It
concentration?
sure does.
Wow, that's
Wow.
your last easy day was
Tim, what are you
yesterday.
on today? What is?
What?
He's on hatred.
I'm on
It's just-
defending.
It's just
I'm on the
hatred. That's
defensive.
the fuel.
Tim's on racism.
That's
today.
I'm on
Tim's fuel
racism.
today.
Apparently.
I'm so glad Cameron couldn't
anti-Semitic.
make it.
I
Poor Cameron.
love Cameron.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Yeah, say that. You kind of.
I won't tell him that to his face.
You,
though.
you protest
Wow.
too much.
Yeah.
I swear, I love Cameron.
Many a truth is said in jest.
Nice.
Wow. See that, everyone? Dallas is capable of saying something that is smart without knowing what it means.
So are parrots.
So are parrots.
I mean, I'll take that one too.
I don't, all you have to do to sound intelligent is just listen long enough and read just a couple chapters from the book.
Which book? Hang on.
Many.
Let me take notes.
Many. I mean, just the ones that people talk about, Hear the buzzwords, Fahrenheit 451.
I like that you led with that.
Yeah.
The buzzwords, you know.
You know the buzzy.
The buzzword.
Fahrenheit 451.
Yeah.
What all the kids are talking about.
Yeah,
these days.
I will say, in today's climate, more and more people are talking about that.
That's true. That's true.
About Fahrenheit?
It's more relevant. It's the better
Just the
version. No,
temperature,
what's the other one
unit
that they
of measure.
always 1984.
1984.
1884 is the worst.
Animal Farm, 1984.
I read Animal Farm, but I think Fahrenheit 451 is the better version. But people always talk about 1984.
1984 has Big Brother. That's the difference.
Yeah, no.
It has-
Fahrenheit
it actually has
451
a
doesn't
lot.
have Big Brother.
But 1984, I forget which one's the worst novel. One of them is
They
better.
both suck.
But one of them was like a better actual telling of how
reading
I can't
as
remember.
a story to read the novel.
Uh-huh.
I think Fahrenheit 451 is a more
It's-
enjoyable.
I think it is the better
Well,
one.
'cause it's
Hey,
more of
that's
like
what
But I
thought,
think
too.
I think that
It is more of an adventure.
but I think 1984 is
1984
not
also a story. There's just a lot of random
It's a lot of exposition.
expedition.
I think 1984 part of the thing is that you could probably stop reading halfway through and you get the point. I think it's almost
Absolutely.
I think the repetitiveness of it is part of the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way I feel about
I think that's
Look,
both.
guys, we sound so smart.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Talk about canonized.
That's what I'm telling
Talk
you.
about canonized novels.
All I gotta
Sounds
do,
smart.
you just gotta give it a little
Dallas
bit.
just told us
Also,
in that vein that he's only read 3 chapters of each of those books.
That's
actually,
true.
I haven't even read 3 chapters of all those books, but
or any of those books.
I've read maybe a chapter out of one of those books, actually. But I was gonna say, but I get the gist. And the thing is, the same thing is true of just like any of those, classics. You just have to know enough to understand what people are talking about.
I think that's what every author of a story wants to hear. The reader read the first chapter and got the gist of it.
Hey, well, are you
Well,
a good enough author that they
yeah.
got something out of it?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's your job to keep my attention.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Gabby.
Yeah.
See, that's smart.
Yeah.
And see, I just think what she's saying is smart.
You know,
I'm assuming she's smarter than
I'm
me.
a great author.
It's
They just
perfect.
don't understand me.
Yeah, and then you can always just claim you're like one of those people. Like, or you can be like David. What the frick is his name?
Josh's friend.
He's got a 3. He's always had a 3.
David Foster Wallace.
Yes, and you can write Infinite Jest and write a book that's just like 1,200 pages long, and you're like, who's really gonna read this? And by the end of it, are you really gonna understand like what is this even about?
David Foster Wallace was, to be fair to him,
No, he was. I've seen interviews with him. I thought he was an intelligent guy.
I
liked him too, but like I'm
He
like
didn't like himself.
I mean, clearly, yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, for those who don't know, that man ended his own life, but
Along with many other writers and poets.
I was like, find me
throughout
an
history.
lot of
existential
artists.
or
Tim made that-
philosophical.
Yeah, he
author.
killed himself along with a whole crowd of people.
That's what Tim,
that's the way I made it sound. That's
like
true.
He went on a murder spree right before he died.
I mean,
Incorrect.
he ended many other people.
I mean, he probably-
killed off all his competition. Then he's like, I can now rest at peace.
he
And then
probably
killed
would have like jumped at that chance if he'd had it.
What? He just
You're not a
does
David
not.
Waster
Yeah.
Wallace fan?
Waster-
Yeah, we love
Wavid
Foster
Doster
Wallace
Nollis. Yeah.
No,
Walrus.
if he wasn't so deep in his own mind, I think he might have gone murder suicide. Sure.
Wow. That's like what Bill Burr says about
Women?
No.
Cool.
They're not capable of murder because they're always the victim. That's what Bill Burr would say.
Fantastic.
That's what Bill Burr would say. No, that's what he says about Armstrong. And he's like, he was a psychopath on a bike, doping his blood and all that. He goes, just let him ride. He goes, he's not hurting anybody. And this is true of I hate that people got so mad about all he was doing was blood doping. It wasn't like steroids. It wasn't even anything crazy. It was just blood doping, which if no one understands what that is, it literally, you take your own blood from when you're working out at a higher elevation. So it's higher oxygenated blood. You take it out of you put it in bags. And then when you go down to a lower elevation, when you're down there a week or so later, you infuse that blood into you during this Tour de France, which takes days or however long it takes.
Weeks,
It takes a long, it takes a
Long
really fucking long time.
time.
So you infuse that in you once you've come down because your blood is losing that oxygenation because it doesn't need to do that anymore. But you do that because it'll have higher oxygenation, which basically will allow you to perform better, right? And in a slightly unnatural way, right? That's it. It's not steroids. It's not like drugs. It's not anything. It's just blood doping.
I think blood doping is a bad term for it too.
I agree because it makes it sound like it's a really terrible thing. Well, guess what? On top of that,
you know what?
They should call it vamping.
But you know, yeah. But you know what?
Argument.
Yeah.
He just prepared better than other people.
No, and see, here's the thing.
But
But what everyone else, this is what everyone wants to demonize him because he was the winner and he won for so long. All like the top 20 guys from all the other countries did the same thing and he still beat them. So our roided up guy beat everyone else's roided up guy. So he still is a better,
just like Rocky 4.
But my point is he's still a better competitor overall because
Take that, France.
Yeah.
So suck it.
Who's the first
say suck
person
it,
that
too?
thought the Tour de France would be a good idea?
The French.
The first person, Tim.
We don't
I don't know.
I
I
don't
just-
give the French personhood.
Yeah, they're not
They're
individuals.
They're just a nationality.
They're not individuals. They're a nation.
They're like, should we run it? No. Should we walk it?
We should
No.
ride it.
Well, because why should it last so long? Well, because then we can smoke and have a baguette in between.
Baguette.
That was bad.
Have a lovely-
I feel like baguette is
Du
another name
fromage.
No.
for a scrotum.
Russ.
Nobody was thinking.
Oh my
Kick
God.
him
Yeah.
in the baguette.
What?
Russ,
That was one of
just
those
'cause you
no one
think-
Russ.
Russ, just because you think things doesn't mean other people
No, I said,
things.
yeah, I'm pretty sure I covered that though. When
What's,
when I said, I feel like it's another
Russ-
way to say this.
I'm guessing.
I didn't say the four of y'all feel like
Yeah.
it's another way to say this.
I'm guessing. Who was the guy who wrote?
David Foster Wallace.
No, he definitely didn't write this. Who wrote the picture of Dorian Gray?
Oscar Wilde.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm guessing you read a lot of him.
I did. I've read a lot of Oscar Wilde. I've read everything he's written.
there you go.
I literally
Hence-
read everything he's written.
Hence why you think of
Well, no,
scrotums
you've
a
re-
lot.
You've,
That makes a lot-
you've read everything that's published from him.
Okay, let's
Tim
not
is
be
challenging
okay.
your merit.
Somebody
Okay,
kick him in the
Go.
nuts.
No,
Somebody kick him in the
no,
baguette.
that's how you know he's an English major.
Somebody kick him in the baguette.
What a fucking
You
dick.
only read the published works?
Oh yeah, you're right. I haven't broken into his estate.
Did you hear?
Owned
Did you
by
hear
his
in
parents,
between?
or his
Did
family,
you,
rather.
Did you hear after
Did
he
you
said?
follow the clues and go
he
to
pushed
his
glasses
memorial
back?
at sunrise on the seventh day?
You heard his?
Yeah.
Did you hear his
Yeah.
glasses go
Slide
go
up,
northerly up?
Slide
his-
up the bridge of his brow right
Have
there.
you not visited his memorial at sunrise of the seventh day and found the scroll?
Whoa! What the fuck? This
I've
legends.
I've
Gabby knows what I'm
broken-
talking about.
I've broken into his estate.
Hey, you want to know what's? You want to know some grand irony right here? The guy who clearly doesn't read that much. I have actually visited an author of mine's grave. This is true. Have you guys ever?
You own an author?
An author of yours.
Mine's
Yes. I own his works. Yes. No. I was gonna say, have either of you, the English Ranger, have you ever
I've only
visited
been
a grave or like a?
I don't know.
You ever
a
seen
memorial.
a
You don't know if you have.
So-
I know it. We would think that I would remember, but I've been, as I've said,
I mean, if
many
it
times
meant
before,
something to
I
you.
have been hit in the head a lot. I don't remember.
Okay, who's
But if you
an
go in
author who you
proximity
would
near the
like
smart
to
dead person,
like? It would
you
be worth
observe
it
the
to you. You'd be
knowledge.
like, this would be cool to go
absorb
see
it.
their grave or some visage, something that landmark. Even it doesn't have to be their actual grave. Because I'm curious. I'm just
You can gather their knowledge through osmosis.
yeah. You just lay down on their grave and
Their
like,
DNA contains
and if their
the
ashes are
knowledge.
there, you can consume them, and then you will gain their powers.
Wow.
That's how alchemy works. I mean,
Wow.
as Gabby does a snort.
Gabby huffs them. I don't
Gabby's
know.
like, I've
What do
gained
you
many powers.
I prefer
How
to-
else would you do it?
I
I
prefer,
don't know. I
I prefer to add it
think-
to the black tar.
I don't have a lot of great response to that. I think you know, going and seeing, you know, something in Monterey or
but
you know,
who? I want
like
to hear a name.
Vladimir Nabokov or somebody like
Hemingway.
like-
if you're going to Monterey, you're going to
or like
Hemingway
going
shit. Come
down,
on.
going in,
Oh yeah.
like
So-
going like just wherever I am, like
Yeah.
John Kennedy Toole or something. Like if I'm in New Orleans, I'd like to
Yeah.
see whatever. That's wherever it is.
or at least where they wrote or something.
Yeah,
that
that's
influenced.
cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
just
yeah.
whomever it is.
No,
Did
that's
you-
what I'm trying to understand.
Russ,
I
did
wanna
you
know
ever go down to San Antonio and visit Hemingway's estate?
No, I haven't.
that. Is that where
Okay.
he lives?
This is
and
really
died?
weird. I was just
I didn't
talking to
know
my
that.
mom about San Antonio for about an hour today.
Yeah.
I need to read more.
So
Hemingway.
I've been to Hemingway's estate and I've been to Poe's estate in Baltimore.
So yeah, it's just like for me, it's like
interesting.
it's as much as like
and you went there specifically to visit those things.
Well, it's Baltimore.
why you're there.
Why else would I be in Baltimore?
Well, earlier I was going to say you were like Zach. I thought you were going there to the streets just to fight people.
Oh, wow. Who's the grave of the author to whom you?
So
who did you visit?
I was fortunate enough because I was dating.
Fortunate.
I was. It literally all was just fortune that it all kind of culminated at the same time. But I was dating a girl from the UK, and while I was over there for about 2 months, we were going to visit her grandparents, and her grandparents, the city they lived in, or just adjacent to, it was like right next to it, and I can't even remember what it is now. It is the area where Tolkien was buried with his wife. Or his wife was buried first, and then he was buried after. But they're buried in a, I believe it's called a vertical. No, it's not called a vertical, but it's like a two person grave where they bury the first person, and then the next person is buried right on top. I forget what that type of plot is called, but anyway,
Bunk bed.
Pretty much.
I was trying to be respectful, but yeah, no, Gabby, yeah, sure, an eternal bunk bed, yeah.
Zombie bunk
So
Zombie
like,
bunks.
I think it's called a dirt bunk, yeah.
Box
And
bunk bed.
so I
Wooden
got to go visit Tolkien's grave, which is actually really cool. So when you go there, there is like this little stone area that's carved out, and it's a plant area. It's like a garden on top of their grave. And so there's actually plants and like a rose bush and like a couple different plants. And people have gone there like as a pilgrimage, put little poems there. Like people were putting tickets from the movies because at that point, I think the first or the second Hobbit was also coming out too. And so there was like someone who drew this really cool like elfin person, you know, obviously inspired from the books, and like they just left the drawing there like in this like plastic sleeve, and so it was just a lot of really cool stuff. And I ended up leaving this like wristband thing that I had at his grave, but it was just really cool. And like the way that his wife's grave, what's that?
Paul.
Oh, interesting. See, that's like a huge. See, Tolkien's thing is not a big like.
No, it's small.
It's a very a normal grave. Like
Well,
if you didn't
underneath
know,
that, there's a box with something
For those who
with
are
something
listening,
beating in
Tim
it.
is showing Dallas an image of where Poe is buried.
Yeah.
Sorry,
it's-
context. Yeah,
it's
sorry,
the-
you guys
I
can't see
didn't
what's
look at
happening.
it.
But,
It's the grave of Edgar Allan Poe in Baltimore, Maryland.
but no, that's really cool. But he has like an
And
actual like a pyre, like a big old thing, like a monument. Whereas Tolkien's grave, if you didn't know who he was, you'd just be like, oh, that's just a man and a wife's grave. The only thing that really stands out was on the headstone, and he had this done himself. He put when his wife died, he has her name on there, and then in quotations he has Luthien, and then under his he in quotes is Baron, and Baron and Luthien in his tale from the Silmarillion, which is hinted at in the Lord of the Rings movies, even if you've never read the books. It's very similar, like Aragorn's relationship with Eowyn, yeah, and because Baron was a man, a mortal man. Luthien was a elven, like basically a immortal being, and yet she chose to like love this mortal man. And so it's really sweet. It's very romantic. Their little, their gravesite. It's very romantic, and it was very nice. And it was cool that I got to go visit it with at the time, was someone I was dating, so that was kind of nice. But yeah, it was all just luck of the draw. Like I didn't plan it; it just kind of happened, and I was like so grateful that I got to go do it. So yeah, it was cool.
Yeah. Whereas in Poe's case, that grave is in a side portion next to a church that's gated off from the public, and it's only open at certain hours for you to go in, and you can walk through the gate and up to, but you're not allowed. There's signs that say "Don't touch."
Gated community people.
So it's
Interesting. Yeah, of course, Poe lives in a gated.
Yeah.
You would.
By the way, I just by the way,
racist to the end.
Yeah, what a fucking Anyway, I was gonna say, Russ, I literally just got your reference of there's something beating in there. I just got that. By the way, very clever, very clever. Yes. Yeah, that's really clever.
Is it weighing on your soul?
Stop.
Thank you, Gabby.
Nevermore.
So, I
see. I just know enough. I've never even read that.
That was just the
whole
Raven.
Yeah, I'm sure you.
But
have.
I know enough.
I'm sure you've read the. I'm sure you read the Raven.
Oh, what's that? There's some band where they used like a ton of lyrics from Poe stuff.
Nine Inch Nails. I'm just joking.
No, there's a. But
funny,
no, I was gonna say that's funny. But no, there's a band. It might
Every
be like,
single emo band ever.
I was gonna say it might be like Hawthorne Heights or something. But they used a lot of lyrics specifically from Poe. Some stuff like that. I don't know. Yeah, I was saying Baltimore Ravens.
Which
is that why they're named the Baltimore Ravens?
Yes.
It's one of the best names.
Is that really?
Yes.
It is one of
No
the best
joke.
names
No
in football.
I never knew that. That's
Absolutely.
for real. That's the
That's
reason.
why
Russ,
it's so
that would have
freaking
been
cool.
your peak. Why didn't
How
you
cool
do
is that?
that?
That actually makes me respect the name of that team so
it's
much
amazing.
more.
It's amazing.
Because that's
It would've
actually
been an
super
English thing and a
badass
football
now that I
thing.
know
What
that.
are
Oh,
you
it's
doing?
freaking awesome.
That is actually awesome. It's better than the fucking Texas Oilers. Hey, we came into a lot of cash. We call ourselves the Oilers. Like, it's
Are you
like,
sure it wasn't more like this? Hey, we came into a lot of cash. We'll be the Oilers.
Wait, what? I love how you're actually from Texas and
Hey.
you do an accent that's like not even close. Like what?
Wait,
Hey, what's going on?
Dallas, if you feel
We're
that
the Oilers.
if you feel that strongly about the Oilers, how do
Yeah.
you feel about the Houston Texans?
Yeah, that one is so much more annoying. I wish they would have kept the Oilers versus
No,
the Texans. And then their fucking mascot is like a bull which is an amalgamation of your flag, and it makes no sense at all.
Because when I
You guys
think
are
about
so
football teams,
full of
I think
yourselves that
about
you have to
people
call
making a lot of
yourselves
sense.
the Texans.
Yeah, but I'm a Cowboys fan.
Hey,
Hey, as am
Dallas.
Yes, you are. And
Sorry, what were you saying, Gabby?
Yeah.
Everyone involved in football
Yeah.
has had too many concussions and can't put things in the right order.
Okay, Gabby,
I get it.
Gabby,
The
let me
people
ask
who
you a
named
question.
that.
It's not a
Yes.
terrible argument.
Gabby,
That's
just,
a good argument,
this is
yeah.
important.
Yes.
To find too many. Okay.
Have you had one?
Fair.
Russ,
On
if you
record,
have to ask that question,
Yeah.
you've had too
I'm
I was
many.
going to say, on record, I've never had a documented concussion.
I've never had less. When I played football
Never had less
in
than
practice,
a
I've never had less than one in a day.
Shit.
Russ,
Listen, I guarantee you what they're going to find out.
Wait, hold on. How would you remember that?
Bend
concussion
over
doesn't
and I show
necessarily
you.
always impact your memories.
Wait,
I wasn't talking to you.
So I guarantee you what they're going to find eventually is that they're gonna start grading concussions.
Oh, absolutely.
they already have graded.
I was going to
Yep.
say, I think they do that.
Okay, well maybe you're right.
Russ forgot.
but
That's
like-
how I
like-
got cleared. That's how I got cleared to play another season of field hockey. It was like, oh, it was only minor. You're fine.
Yeah,
I was going to say, and also speaking of the Cowboys, that's why Aikman quit.
yeah.
I mean,
He had
Well, they-
10, I believe, documented concussions. I could be wrong.
So
But at that
There
level,
are
he
limits
was like,
now.
yeah, no, but he quit of his own volition. He was just smart. He's
Oh,
like,
I've
been injured too much. We're done.
I didn't pass the test because they were like, oh, you no.
Okay, I take back Gabby being the smartest person.
kind of trailed off there.
I was going to say, I think Gabby can be the smartest. Or actually, that speaks more to her intelligence. The fact that she's had multiple concussions, couldn't pass a test, but she's still smarter than us dumbmates over
I
here.
have a
so.
theory that like I got one, it kind of messed me up. I got another one, it put it back, and then I got a minor one. It just,
Yeah,
like,
it's
enhanced it.
it's like cartoons. Yeah,
because
If you get hit hard enough, it
that's
knocks you out. You hit again. Oh, I'm
Put it back,
reversed.
and then the minor one just like enhanced.
Well,
I'm
yeah, the
almost
thing
positive
is-
that that's cartoon logic.
But I will
okay
say
with
it
it.
is
Works.
it is scientifically true that if something caused, and I think Gabby could probably back me up on this better than I could, but people who've had serious brain injuries or
TBI.
things like that, yeah, the thing that caused the brain injury is usually the thing that will reverse the symptoms or the damage, or not completely, but it will help to alleviate it.
Tim, why
could
don't
be
you get
wrong.
in your car on the way out of here, and we'll get a head-on collision,
Yeah,
and it'll
No, you need to T-bone me.
it may. It may.
I don't know gay code, but I tell you what, we can We can do whatever you want, I guess.
Oh, jeez.
Good one.
That was perfect.
That was so good.
Oh my gosh. He's
That was really
speechless.
funny.
That is perfect.
What am I going to say to that?
That was really good.
I use a perfectly good
Yeah.
term.
Hey, look, you
And-
can't
and
use blackface
Russ
to cover that
sexualizes
one up,
Yeah,
Tim.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I'm tolerant. Okay.
You're tolerant.
that kills me. That was perfect. Oh, that was great.
Anyway, to Russ's point, I really doubt that logic follows because a major car accident is not going to put my brain back in order.
Y'all
You
are
never know till you
legitimately.
try.
You're legitimately arguing. Y'all are legitimately arguing for cartoon logic.
I know.
I'm
I'm
not.
not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's how I like
It's
to
like Tony
justify
Stark
it to
saying, "Are you
myself.
getting your idea of time travel from Back
I'm
to
not
the Future?"
saying that's how it works.
Hey, to be fair,
That was a great
probably
call out.
majority of people think in Back to
Holy
the Future.
crap! I
Logic.
watched Endgame last night, and my wife called out something I'd never heard before.
Yeah.
Tony Stark.
Ant-Man going up Thanos' ass. Yeah.
First of all, I'm not aware of this.
No, that was the way the internet was like saying that's how they were going to win. Doesn't his ass tiny, and then he just expands.
That's amazing.
But then most people were arguing like, "Hey, it's Thanos. He'd probably be able to clench tight and probably just kill the Ant-Man," which I think is accurate.
I think so.
So
Yeah.
so they're going.
just one good
My
clench.
argument,
You're
he's
just
an
like-
alien. How do you
just
know
like,
he has
oh.
human anatomy? What? How do you know he's an alien?
He's humanoid.
Yeah.
I will
Okay.
say that.
Fair.
He's got
So
an
that's a
ass.
fair enough assumption. But yes, I also agree with that. Gabby, why did I almost just call you Abby?
Maybe he's got two assholes. We don't know.
Are you saying that Thanos does not have a ding dong?
What?
That is not what I said.
No, it's more the
Presence of
the sphincter.
Yeah.
Yeah. To use a medical term.
Oh, okay. I don't know if it's a medical term, but sure.
No, that is a
So
yeah,
Tony
that is a
Stark.
medical term. Yeah.
Tony Stark is trying to pass Thor, and they're heading towards the contraption where they do the quantum.
So before they do the time travel thing,
he's
in their white suits.
Yes,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
walking past Thor, and he said, "One side, Lebowski."
Yeah.
I never had heard that before.
Russ,
That's not an inconsistent. You were saying this like there was some like.
No.
He's just saying it because he is validated.
No, I
For those of you guys who
No,
don't
I
know,
feel I'm
The
like,
Big Lebowski
wow.
is is Russ's favorite movie of like all time.
I
In
enjoy
fact,
that
hey,
movie.
Do you
It's not
still
my favorite.
have the
Yeah.
Blu-ray? I got you.
absolutely.
And all do you have the bowling ball? With
The bowling ball?
Yeah. Hemingway, I feel like I've always wanted to read more of his stuff because
I mean, he's
we
a
drink.
minimalist, so there's not a lot.
a lot of fits and starts.
I was gonna say I think the same way,
You're a
And then-
minimalist.
and well, you drink the same lemonade, So
Oh boy.
I'm just saying. I
Just
feel
make
like
sure you don't smoke the same gun.
Yeah.
yeah, I won't do that. No, that's not my issue. But what's a famous one that he wrote? I can't even think of him right now off the top of my head. Did he write? He didn't write Catcher in the Rye, did he?
No.
no.
Who wrote that?
Salinger.
Stallinger. Oh,
Salinger.
I always want to
Hemingway
read.
was Furrowed Arms, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And Hills Like White Elephants.
Yeah, he's got a lot of short stories.
A lot of
Oh.
short stories.
I like White Elephant.
Was
fun game to play.
Old Man in the Sea Hemingway, or is that something else?
The old man.
He has
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
what's the
see
name of
that?
it? Is it A Small, Well Lighted Room? It's a short story. he wrote.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Love it.
Huh. Yeah, no. The other one I've always wanted to read because I feel like.
Because you feel like you're dumb.
No, not because I feel like I'm dumb, but literally just because almost for the meme of it. Because I always feel like the people who would be
Well-liked
into
place.
those books are always like typecast as like people like me, like business majors, and they're like super right wing people. But Ayn Rand novels,
Atlas Shrugged.
yeah, like Atlas
Just to clarify,
Shrugged,
Dawson's
and
reading this unironically.
I'm gonna read it to better understand her philosophy on life and be like, oh, this applies to me. Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, no, because the only thing I know about those novels is basically it's like.
It's something.
Have you read them, Gabby?
I read Atlas Shrugged. I know that one.
And so, what was your synopsis of that? Just
Oh, I just
You can't even be bothered to talk about it.
I did not look it up, but I just remembered. I think it's actually called A Clean, Well-Lighted Place.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
That's what it is.
Yeah, very cool.
Sorry.
But yeah, I just feel like those were
I have
like.
it if you want to borrow it. It's basically a brick, so you know.
Yeah, no, I know it's a huge book, which is one of my daunting things to begin reading it. I'm like, I don't know if I want to, you know, as someone who usually reads about halfway through a book and then quits. So I go, I got the gist.
Tim, did you want to talk about Love, Death, and Robots?
Yeah,
It's next
Tim-
week.
We could.
No, well, yeah, I don't understand.
You said next week.
I don't understand the whole like next
I
week
think he said
premise.
next week to make sure that
I
those who
hadn't
didn't
seen it
watch
yet.
it
Yeah.
get a chance to watch it.
Oh, that's okay. I don't care about spoilers.
Never mind.
No, but I want to see it.
I think
Oh,
what he's saying is it's going to also be a good discussion. It's not
Yeah.
it's not like there's wild spoilers because it's a series of, animated shorts.
Yeah.
But there are
Oh.
specific themes imparted in
It
each
is
one
good. You
that
should
are
watch it.
hey, they're kind of the goal with a lot of them is to have some sort of commentary about it or theme or point behind it.
Mm.
My personal opinion is that this season was kind of weak.
I
As
agree.
a point as
Yeah.
opposed to the first one, but there are still a couple of decent, pretty good.
There's
You
there's
should-
some
you should watch
standouts, but
that
overall it's much
You
weaker.
should watch the one that Tim mentioned,
The one that
Dallas.
Tim
It's
mentioned is
like
good and
15 minutes. It's
Okay.
like- yeah.
So you're saying this season's weak compared to last? Is
Yeah.
that like
There's-
saying? Is
last-
that
last
meaning like
season
there's
there
no
were
Elijah Wood in this one? Oh, okay.
There is a Michael B. Jordan.
yeah.
Oh, okay. He's
Last
cool.
season,
Michael B. Jordan's in it?
Yeah,
the last season there were 18 episodes.
he's not quite as good as Michael A.
This
Jordan.
season there
He's-
are
10. Is it 8 or
He's
10?
decent.
It's 8. That's right.
Last season there were 18. This season there are 8.
yes.
And last season I would say 3/4 of them were like I'm about these.
Yeah.
This season it's about half.
Yeah.
Ah.
I mean, literally for this season, there
I'm
were
sick of Michael B. Jordan's face being everywhere.
He's in a lot of things.
Well, and
right
the-
now, he's in a new series on Prime.
The-
He's easy on the eyes.
He's
No,
problem-
it's a
that's
series,
true.
It's a movie.
He is.
it's a movie. It's
Which
not a
one? There's
series.
like 4.
Oh, is that a movie?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was a series because I thought it was a Tom Clancy.
It is
Yeah,
Tom
it's a-
Clancy.
oh,
but
it
it's
is.
a
It's a
movie.
movie.
Gabby's
Oh,
been hanging out
okay.
with Tim a little too much lately. You
It's,
catch my drift.
What?
Oh, because she said she's tired of Michael B. Jordan. Russ, that was
Wait, I don't get.
because he's
The
black.
hatred.
He's
Oh,
black.
okay.
Tim, you forgot your own racism?
Yeah, I totally
That's
did.
Yeah, don't forget it. Whatever you do, don't forget
Yeah,
your
whatever.
racism.
To
Don't forget
Gabby's
it.
to Gabby's point
Oh
about
my
Michael B.
God.
Jordan, his short in Love, Death, and Robots is
Yeah.
not one of the better ones. It's actually
Oh.
kind of
Well, it's the same as like the first. They took the same plot,
yeah,
did it again, but in space, and we're like, now it's Michael B. Jordan doing it too, and you're like, okay.
yeah.
Ironically, it's like
It's star
Black
power.
Panther and
Yeah, it's
Coming
it's
to
literally
America.
like the same.
Yeah.
as
Same
the first
thing.
One of season
Michael
2.
B. Jordan
Yeah,
came and
really
did the
weird.
same thing, and you're like, I like
But-
it.
First one of season.
But
2.
I saw
There
it
were
Coming to America.
there were three
It's
that
already done
I
by
really
Eddie Murphy.
liked,
Yeah, Edward, I
and
think
that
is his
was the
by
Christmas
Edward
one.
B. Murphy.
name. Yeah.
Christmas one was good. The Krampus one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Charlie
good.
Murphy.
Snow in the Desert,
Oh,
Charlie
and,
good old Charlie
and
Murphy,
the,
man.
the Drowned Giant.
Drowned
Yeah,
were
that was pretty much
my top 3.
that was pretty much it.
I miss.
And I think
Charlie Murphy.
I think Snow in the Desert.
Yeah.
I really wanted a series out of
Yeah,
because it was 2 really cool characters that they built.
I liked the one that looks like Samurai Jack with the brothers. I did like that one.
I didn't really like the animation, but
It just looked like Samurai Jack, and so
It-
I had nostalgia.
it did kind of look like Samurai Jack.
I
You're
had,
right.
I had big nostalgia, so I was okay about it. Otherwise, I'd probably been like, "This looks weird," but I was like, "This reminds me of Samurai Jack," and I really miss Samurai Jack.
Very
I miss
cool.
Samurai
I
Jack
really
too.
miss Samurai
Very
Jack.
cool. I think the coolest thing about him was just basically his voice. Although now that I think about it, I don't know if you'd like that, Tim. He was voiced by a black man.
Just I want to. I want to switch my racism to white people.
No, because then the people you work with will agree with you.
Well, that's boring.
Oh yeah, Tim. Because then you'll just be like
you
everyone
can't
else
do
in your
that.
English department.
Yeah, you can't switch your racism.
What are you
going
going to become, a white feminist?
Yeah, there's the world.
There's too many of
world's
those in
need
your
of
department,
those
yeah.
for sure.
At least you'll have a
Are you gonna be a self-hating white guy?
I'm so
that works
dead.
that works at a college.
Whatever you do, don't become a white knight.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Do you? Yeah, he is a white.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that, dude.
Don't worry, Tim. Your last name is not attached to this.
Yeah, I was gonna say no one knows, and trust me,
It's just that it's just your voice.
Not
It's
all of us
ironically your last
either.
name is Jordan.
I was gonna say
Jordan.
bro. The majority of you think I don't
Timothy
have it back.
B. Jordan.
Majority of this shit is just to bust your balls. But yeah, no, I'm not going out posting most of this shit. But yeah, you forget I'm the producer, editor. You know, yeah, I'll take care of you.
You're supposed to leave all this stuff in there because that's what makes it funny.
Yeah, that's for the Patreon.
Yeah, exactly.
What's
exactly.
that Patreon?
Do you know what Patreon is?
Yeah.
So Patreon essentially.
Do you want the hidden racist tantrums of Tim?
Well, honestly,
you want Tim's hidden racist agenda?
people are like,
Pay
yes,
money.
I will pay for
Just a
this.
super cut. Everything that's remotely could be interpreted as racist.
Anytime,
and us accusing him of racism.
anytime he even talks about colors, he just says the word black. You're like, oh, racism.
African American.
Like, geez. Yeah, you're like, geez, dude, calm down. No, but
So there's this great Irish song called "The Black and Tan."
hey, black and tan.
Yeah.
That gives me psych vibes right there.
You know why he? You know why
You
he?
remember any psych
You know why
fans?
he
I know
mentioned
Zach.
it? Yeah.
You remember black and tan?
Because it's black.
Yeah.
He brought it
Black
up.
and mild. Okay, that is,
That's a racism.
as far as I understand, that is
True.
a true.
It's not okay. It's not
true.
Okay.
It's true. It's true.
Speaking of racism,
No, it's not racism. It's a stereotype.
Speaking of racism,
I literally.
Yeah, but do you not understand?
I mean, we understand, but people don't. So let's explain it
We've
really
explained
fast. So when we say, I don't know if we've explained it on here.
I don't know.
So when we say a racism, not racist means what it means. Like that's you're like okay, you're being racist. But when we say a racism, it's kind of laughing at the thing. It's like it could be labeled as some kind of ism, and someone could overreact to this, but overall,
it's an inside joke.
It's mild.
We use it as slang.
Yeah. So if we say something is a racism, you know you're in the clear. If you go, hey man, that's racist.
Speaking
then that's
of-
a little bit.
If
Of
anything
racism.
gets said, like gender based or whatever.
I mean,
the
any
same
kind of-
response is that's a racism.
Yeah,
And
any
people are
kind
like,
of
what?
ism.
That's sexist.
Yeah, literally.
No,
yeah,
in our terms
yeah,
of using the word,
that's a
racism.
racism.
That's
yeah,
what it means.
because people just go overboard. I was gonna say, I really do think I just restarted Community for the umpteenth time. It's one of my favorite shows, and it always kills me how back in 2009, Dan Harmon was the main writer for that show and creator, and in the first season, like within, I don't know, 7 episodes, they go over this thing. They're trying to make the mascot. I don't know if you remember this.
It's fantastic.
They're trying to make the mascot for their school, and they're trying to be so inclusive that they literally make their mascot the human beings, right? So it is a human being. So then they're tasked with this thing of, well, how do we make the most non-offensive, all-inclusive human being mascot? And they end up going over these whole color palettes, and they literally, this is a line from the show, which is why it's so funny. And he goes, we have a color palette that goes all the way from seal to seal's teeth.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
And
amazing.
so it's all trying to hype. And so one of the main characters, Jeff Winger, he goes, not being racist is the new racist, because that's the whole thing is like, we don't have to examine it that hard to try and be all inclusive. Just stop caring. Morgan Freeman even said that in an interview on 60 Minutes. He
60
was like,
Seconds, people.
Gone in 60 Seconds with Morgan
Gone in
Freeman.
60 Seconds with
Yeah,
Morgan Freeman.
That's an alternate version. They wouldn't let him make it because he was
Damn,
black.
I would have really
Yeah.
loved that movie.
But no, in an interview on 60 Minutes, there he goes, I forget the guy who was
I had
asking
to
him, but
steal those
he goes,
cars.
what do you think? What do you think about all this? And he goes, just stop talking about it. He goes, I'll be a man and you'll be a man. And he goes, we don't have to bring up race, and it doesn't have to be like a thing. Like the less you bring it up, the less of a thing it's going to be. And I think that's very true. And so that's what that episode points out, because what they end up finalizing on is a man in a gray, just full body leotard from head to toe, and they spray painted on a weird smiley face in just black spray paint with weird eyes, and that's it. And that's the human being, because that's the closest thing they could get to being non-offensive. And that goes to show you how stupid it is to try and qualify, equity, make everything equitable. It's like, yes, don't show prejudice. Like when someone applies for a job, if they have the skills, yes, Do not show prejudice by, if someone has the skills, just hire them, right? Who cares? But that's the thing, is really you have to get more of an attitude of who cares? Like, stop looking at it as, oh, we need more black people in the school because people don't think we have enough. It's like, that's the most racist thing I've ever heard. Why are you even counting that? You guys are getting closer to Hitler than anyone else. You're literally counting races. That's fucked up.
You said tard.
I was just saying, it all goes along with all that stuff, you know?
Said tard.
So,
Can't say tard, dude.
He did say tard.
Can't go full tard.
You never go full tard.
Did I say that? I didn't.
You said leotard.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought, okay.
You talked about some dude named Leo.
I sometimes when I get in a rant, I go into a blind rage and I can't remember what I
said. You finished the sentence by calling him a name.
I would have labeled it so you could bleep it out.
You're like Dallas, cut this shit out. That's a racist. That's not a racism right there. Yeah. No, it annoys me. It annoys me.
No, really?
Yeah, a lot. If you couldn't tell. I'm drinking Hemingway's lemonade.
I think the idea of the big push right now is, no, we're not talking about equality. We're talking about equity.
Yeah.
I think there is fundamentally a problem with equity being created by the government. It's got to be created by people. Government can't do it, and by its very nature, that's inequitable. But you can, I mean, if you want to give somebody a hand up, then that's fine. That's great.
Yeah.
You can't force it on somebody. Either is or it isn't.
Right. Yeah.
It's
Yeah, and that's I think those are the wisest words, though. It's just like, you got to stop focusing on it. You got to stop trying to force, whatever it is that you're trying to do, whether it be good intentioned or not. Like, the moment that you start forcing things on people, I think you should take a deep look at yourself and go, yeah, why am I doing this? And like, what are my actual goals here? And am I accomplishing them, or am I getting people further away? So, speaking of community, I think, as I will say so many times, I think Joel McHale needs more jobs. Apparently, he just got in a role in a movie over this COVID business, and he got a movie, I think, this year, and it's on Prime, and I heard it's actually pretty decent. I need to watch it. I haven't gotten the time to watch it, but he's so much more talented than he's just never.
You're preaching to converted.
Yeah,
I'm a Joel McHale fan.
Yeah,
we are. I'm gonna come out and say it.
Oh,
my family,
guys. Russ Street is coming out right now. On
yes, hear me loud and hear me clear.
Hear me loud. No, it's hear me loud, hear me proud.
Hear me proud, and here comes the T-bone. It's
Tim. Get ready.
Listen up, buddy. This is your slice of meat. It's we watch The Masked Singer.
Oh yeah.
It's just
what's his name is on there? The Korean guy. He's hilarious.
Kim
Jong. Yeah.
It's just kind of unadulterated, stupid fun.
Yeah.
It's just mindless.
I agree with half of that.
Maybe it's adulterated. Well, Nicole Scherzinger is on it, and
you don't like it. I've not watched it. I just think it's
stupid.
TV.
Yeah,
it is stupid, but that's part of the gestalt of the whole thing, I suppose. But it's but Joe McHale sits in not infrequently. And he has
him and Ken Jeong are pretty good buddies. They have a podcast running.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, it's called The Darkest Timeline.
Is it really?
Yeah,
that's great.
That's from
the
great.
Community,
and. They just started it.
Feels awesome.
They started about a year ago. They started last March or April, something like that. And it's pretty funny.
Well, I saw while watching it, I guess it was a couple nights ago, saw the trailer for another show. It looks like he's hosting.
Really?
Like a baking show or something.
He's just because he's
good. He's good. He's
a great host.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for the Community, like many people, the Community movie. I'm waiting for.
Is it going to be like Veronica Mars? Like,
I don't know.
It's going to be crowdfunded.
I don't know. I don't think so because there's enough people in it.
Why is she?
Oh, there's some meme probably sent to our group.
Tim has a problem with. Okay, really quickly. This will actually carry over to audio. Really well.
There you go.
Tim Tim has a problem with like just randomly sending memes. It's Tim and Gabby. Both of them will send memes to our group.
That's
do,
true.
While we're sitting
like
here,
one when we're
That's-
actually doing stuff.
Instead of talking,
When we're actually
Or
doing
paying
stuff,
attention.
I'll do like one.
instead of talking or pay attention,
Yeah.
they're on
They're
their
not
phone.
good at being
Tim
present.
does
Which is
like
precisely why.
this
five.
time it results in comedy. Okay, it was really good. Okay, so Tim goes ahead and sends us this picture of a tweet that basically says, "Make a book angry by adding the word fucking to its title. For example, all the light we cannot fucking see." Okay. Tim responds with Lord of the fucking Rings, Catch fucking 22, Harry Potter and the fucking Sorcerer's Stone.
Zach, on the other hand,
I see it and I'm like, see, this is going to be funny when I respond with fucking the Hobbit. And I was like, I respond with, I think I did it wrong.
I think you did.
No. See, that should be the Hobbit fucking, dude.
That works too.
No, it's the fucking Hobbit.
No. Your version, Dallas, is it was.
That's an X-rated film.
Yeah, that's where you find behind the saloon door part of the wall in the back part of the VHS the video
I
store.
believe it's called the Red Light District in the
the
film.
video store in the back.
Yeah. The red light. Yeah.
You either had
It's behind the curtain.
You either had the curtain or like the saloon, the swinging doors.
Yeah.
You could go through it, and I was always going like this. Ooh. You caught a 1982 version of a woman's grooming on the cover of the VHS.
Oh gosh, that is yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to think more about those. Yeah, the different.
The 1982 version of a woman's grooming.
I
like my own description.
I think this tweet is bad because you can just, rearrange Lord of the fucking Rings to Lord of fucking the Rings.
Yeah,
But no, the point is you're supposed to make it angry.
No, I get it, but you could also make it sexual in the same exact way.
Well, yeah,
But I
you proved
liked
that,
yours.
Zach.
I liked your version because it messed up what the goal was supposed to be.
Oh yeah,
But it did it in a comical way.
yeah, thank you.
I like it.
Thank you.
yeah.
That's so funny.
And speaking of that, I was gonna say on that, this whole group share thing, I'm always not great.
By the way,
at
I
them.
noticed I'm not getting these memes.
This is on
This is on a
Instagram, so that's
separate
why you're
thread.
not,
I have
that's why
Instagrams.
You do?
I have the Instagrams.
Oh, you know what? I forgot. Yeah, you do, but you've never posted anything, so that doesn't count.
That's true.
Yeah. See. Yeah.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I haven't posted
Gabby
anything
is leader of
since
this, so it's
I
up
think
to you.
May of 2019, so almost 2 years exactly now.
Nice.
Gabby is leader of the group
instant
chat, so you
grams.
have
Well,
to-
of course,
you have to take it up
she's
with
the
her.
smartest of us.
I'm not telling her to add me. I'm just noticing that I'm not on this one.
yeah.
Yeah.
All is as it should be, Russ.
I'm aware. Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah.
I'm aware that there's numerous chats.
Yeah. Wow. This is. Yeah.
I'm on one.
I'm. Yeah. You know what's really funny? When my other buddy Justin will send me some meme on Instagram, and then Tim will send me exactly the same thing.
Yep.
Because Justin sent it to both of us, and I'm like, Tim, stop forwarding me things that Justin sends you. Like I already got it. Stop. Yeah. This is why I'm not, I just find little things, and that's why whenever I forward memes to people, I have zero expectations. I just forward it, and then I walk
Same.
away.
Yeah.
What expectation would you have?
Some people are like waiting for a response, like they want people to laugh at it, or my response to it is exactly the same way when I commit arson. You light it and you walk away,
Exactly.
and whatever
Wait.
happens happens.
Did you say
no,
when I
no.
commit arson?
That's
When someone,
what kind of wait.
when an arsonist would commit.
Wait
the
a
way you
minute.
might.
Wait, what kind of pyro are you?
I never said I was pyro.
pyro.
See, pyro is
What's the
obsessed
difference?
with fire. That's like,
He's just saying that he commits arson.
that just means I like
there's
to
no pyro.
light fires.
He told you he's an arsonist. Why'd you change it to pyro?
The arsonist has oddly shaped feet.
Wait, what?
Those who know will know. That's all I need to say. We were talking about Will Ferrell earlier.
Will
and
Ferrell.
Oh, okay.
Those who know will know.
I know it.
Yeah. It's it's just a warm up exercise.
Warm up exercise.
Same thing as red leather, yellow leather.
Yeah.
Okay.
Susie sells seashells by the seashore.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
A whale's vagina. Same thing.
Russ?
Exact same thing. Exact same thing. Precisely.
Again, Russ, just because you think these things.
To be fair, it's in the same realm, but yes, yeah.
I'm sorry you're 13 and you're not following the reference.
Look, I'm just gonna look.
I can't see her.
Okay.
Let's just calm down here. All right, we're getting a little hot.
Little feral.
We're getting for lack of a better term, yeah.
Willful row.
Yeah, we're getting a little rowdy here. Let's just calm down, kids. All right. I'm curious why Russ has chosen to keep his tiny capsule of hot sauce, I'm assuming is what it is. And he wants to keep it right next to the expensive audio equipment as well.
Yeah, because it's probably going to explode.
I mean,
everywhere.
I mean, it's not that, but it's just like, number one, why are you keeping it?
I didn't. I was eating on
why
the couch.
is it there?
Wait,
I found it here.
Wait.
I can answer the question.
Okay.
I found it right here because it fell off.
You found it in the couch?
I thought the third one was still in my car.
That's what she said.
Wow.
She may
That's
have.
That's a pretty good one. That's yeah.
Okay, now it's coming in.
There you go.
Now it's
That's what she said also. Yeah.
It's starting to register. Now it's registering.
Yeah.
De toi.
Thank you guys for tuning in. This is the Freeform podcast. This has been Tim, Gabby, Zach. Russ has been our guest of the evening. Thank you, Russ. And as always, I am Dallas. And we hope you guys tune in next time. Disclaimer, Tim is not actually racist. But I think, to be fair, I think he truly is envious of black people, which is fair. Good night. Who's not? How could you not be?